get it.
Fans still hanging in there on the side of X6-Gaming, but might not have too much more to cheer for after Hanamura.
And the only feel-good moment you can kind of remember in this series for the side of X6-Gaming was the opening salvo on the Night Market map on Lijiang Tower, where they hung back, Mono jumped in, died first, and it was a very good defensive play.
That's neat. He made an Illidan shirt. He did. And now he's hitting it.
As you do.
All right, there you go, Blizzard. You got a new item for your store.
Freecs continues to basically just stick with the soldier and working out just fine for the side of Freecs Blue, who very often go with these tracerless comps, which are something different compared to a lot of other teams. They don't have a primary tracer player. Highest is surprisingly Dongyan, their D.Va player, who's at 24% when he switches over from the side of D.Va, but they just look so comfortable. Starting on defense here, very, very standard. You could basically piece together this Freecs Blue lineup on these heroes every time, and they don't need to adapt to anything because they're setting the meta themselves.
Yep. Well, no surprise here. Arhan going to be starting things off on defense with this Genji.
And X6-Gaming don't trust in the dive. Godsby once again going to be jumping on the soldier. Going to be a lot about ult economy here, given that there's a lot in common between these comps.
Timeboy goes into the back, cuts his way around the flank and onto the high ground. Just hunting for some of that sweet, sweet ult percentage.
And finding Ana. Lucid is one of the people you want to shut down. No Zenyatta on the side of Freecs Blue, so a Zenyatta Transcendence advantage would be big, as this is a big fight.
Yeah, meanwhile, behind the point of all places, we're going to have a bit of a fight break out as Timeboy comes into the back line. Godspeed does get booped off to death. Timeboy going low, has to force out the recall, and Arhan is straight on top of him right away. They do trade one in onto Mono. Recry goes down. Couple picks here for X6-Gaming. Just a little start if they can get onto the point and get this rolling. Transfer this at least into a single tick. They're dashing around. Lucid falls. IDK still alive. Bebe will go down. X6 still getting stopped out a little bit. Dragonblade comes through Arhan, but he's going to die mid-dash.
Yeah,
no
desperation.
Him to death. Desperation
there from Arhan because the members have started to go down, so the percentage ticks up. There's going to be a trickle from a Freecs Blue because the respawns are going to take a while to get back here.
Yeah, they just want to buy as much time here. IDK popping up that heal, amplifying things up and keeping Mono alive at least for the moment. He goes dangerously low, will die as Nosebite pops the Primal Rage and takes him out back in onto the point. Trying to get the poop off onto the Lucio. And this might just be the abandon here from a Freecs.
Yeah, it looks like it was close, but where the position? Yeah, they're going to try last second.
Sound barrier comes through. Transcendence matched here by X6, and Recry dies right off the bat. So already a good start for X6-Gaming. Dongyan tossing out that self-destruct, looking for a pick, won't find it. Zones him off the point for a second or two. Denies that second tick from coming through, but he's got to get himself out to safety as they start chasing in. Just firing shot after shot into the pack of Choi Hyobin, but still not going to be gaining much, but they still maintain control of the point for now.
And they also provoke some ultimates to be used by Godspeed to start off with the tack visor. There's the answering tack visor.
Cap almost comes through. Arhan, he's going to get the nano boost, comes through with the Dragon Blade, swiping away, trying to get the kill in on the Nosebite, finds it for the Quadra kill, getting rid of Timeboy. And just like that, Freecs just do it yet again. We saw it on Night Market, now we see it on Hanamura. Arhan pops off on the Genji and just destroys the ranks of X6.
And look
Two
at
with one swipe.
Yeah, the target selection lovely onto Recry and also the Lucia at the same time. Can jump through. So much invested by X6-Gaming on their last attack. They have no ultimates and suddenly just a minute 20 time bank.
93.6% was what was attained there by X6-Gaming, but now in danger of being full health. Arhan dangerously low up on that high ground. Seeks to get himself out to safety. Looks like he can do just that. Will heal up. Timeboy goes in, finds the stick. Gets rid of Recry. That's just one, and now Arhan looking to give him a hard time. Down to 38. Can he finish him off? Medkit almost comes up, but the swipe will take him down. In the meantime, the cap starts coming through for the rest of X6-Gaming as they pile in on top of the point. Don't have any defensive ultimates at the moment, and Arhan is just playing forward into the front lines, into Baby's face, but he just takes him out.
Yeah, 2 down, and they don't have a lot of time to play with. The respawn's going to take a long time, relatively. Mono super low, gets back on.
Oh, but he dies. Mid-flight, Godspeed is able to take him down as X6 desperately wants this cap.
And they desperately also, Achilles, don't want to use either of these support ultimates, want them for a snowball cap on point B. Will keep them, will have a nice war chest. They got one really good go. If they can get it on the first capture here. That would be massive. Otherwise, we know about how much you can be frustrated on Hanamura point B.
Time boy.
Actually dash backwards there.
Playing with our emotions. There we go. Makes it over safely. Doesn't have a pulse bomb, but this is going to be the all-in here from several sides as the Nano Boost actually comes down in onto Mono. No Spite's going to be the first one to get taken out as Arhan dashes his way to a second kill, taking out Time Boy. Mono still very healthy, has a primal rage to keep himself alive as well, as Arhan has already built up another Dragon Blade. Bebe under siege, will go down now. Going to be looking for Godspeed, a couple more hits. Will finish him off, and that first push from X6 isn't going to find anything.
Yeah, and all they needed was the Nano Boost onto the Monkey. Mono running around, had Primal Rage to start, but that was the only tool they wanted to invest because they would then be able to build it up easily if they were able to win the fight. They always wait and decide, okay, we've used something. They're basically scientists. They only ever have one independent variable. Throw out the first ult and reassess. The first ult got them the first 2 kills. Point B, impossible to take in a 4v6 scenario. X6-Gaming have 4 ultimates of their own, but it's very soon going to be 5 on the side of Freecs Blue.
Yeah, Arhan yet again going onto the high ground, just trying to wreak havoc and just take out Godspeed. He does just that, as 2 other members have already died. He'll been jumping off the side of the map just to get the reset. That'll be the team kill coming through, and Freecs Blue building their way up towards another Nano Boost. Lucid's at 70% just about.
And you remember how Freecs Blue, sorry, how X6-Gaming beat Team EnVyUs, and a lot of it was playing around their supports. Basically, we saw a lot of Donghyun peeling for, a lot of Choyobin peeling for Gilly and Bebe, and that was super effective in that series. But the opening frags, or the opening kills in this particular series, have often been onto the DPS members of X6-Gaming. Time Boy has been taken out first, usually a big thorn in the side of others. Rhinos dies first this time, maybe for X6, this is the time.
Gonna be looking for it, the sound barrier comes down, but that's the Dragon Blade out from Arhan, swiping away, gets rid of Godspeed right off the bat. Self-destruct comes through, not gonna find a single target. The Transcendence is used here by Bebe, trying to keep everybody topped up on the point. Will expire, Nano Boost now thrown out. Arhan goes down off screen, but Recry with the high ground gets rid of the enemy Zenyatta. And this could just be yet another cork pushed right into X6's push.
Yeah, Recry just had so much time on the high ground that usually, especially in previous seasons, teams spent all their time contesting. Never contested Recry. He free hits. More tools and time are wasted from the side of X6-Gaming. Recry doesn't need attack visor to make them pay.
Still a ways away, though, is a Freecs Blue from these defensive ultimates. Ready K using the sound barrier, Lucid using the Nano Boost there.
Choyobin jumps onto the Roadhog now, so they're going to try something different, looking for an initial pick. Usually have to mix up your strategy on point B if you don't get that snowball capture.
He wants to take out Arhan right off the bat. If you can find him or one of the supports, it'd be so crucial for X6 actually shoving in onto this point. Now, wrap around back onto the high ground yet again.
This time they contest it, so that we will not see Recry opening up for free here.
Arhan trying to work his way back up there, but has to pop the deflect and keep himself safe. X6 have a couple ultimates to use here. Time Boy, if he can find a big opening with that pulse bomb, that would be the go button here for X6.
Priority to build up the Nano Blade, neither available for the side of Freecs Blue. That's why they're not hard committing. They want that in their war chest.
Yeah, only 65%. Mono goes low, has to leap out. Hook comes down, and actually Mono off screen will die. Time Boy is able to chase him down, takes him out. Now Donghyun
front line completely gone.
Bebe has fallen though. So very crucial support has been taken out, but Godspeed with that tack visor gets rid of the Baby Demon. Recry has died from the Primal Rage. And they'll get rid of IDK. X6-Gaming, this is going to be the go button, but Arhan draws out the Dragon Blade, goes dangerously low, will be zapped to death by Nosebite as they leap back in onto the point where they already have the first tick. Pile back in, Mono getting rid of Kyobin.
Donghyun has the ultimate here, might be able to buy some time for the respawns. We're not in overtime, so picking up these kills is actually going to be very consequential for Freecs Blue. X6-Gaming going to have to be creative just to keep this point from passing over.
Interesting. Well, Arhan moving off that Genji. Has the hit scan, flashbang to kill, gets rid of Gilly, who's trying to desperately to sprint back into the point, but they can't do it. X6 get the first point, but they don't get B.
No ability for them to take it. Like you say, Achilles, valiant efforts last time seemed like it would be enough, but because they weren't actually pushing in overtime, the respawns came through. Freecs Blue able to contest, and now they set themselves a very realistic goal on attack. Standard of Freecs Blue defense. Probably most typified by the Nano Boost being used on the Winston on the first attack, and even though X6-Gaming had a lot of ultimates, 2 picks, it didn't matter how many ults, they were never going to be using them, ended up just being an eco push. And now just getting onto point B is very realistic for Afreeca Freecs Blue.
44% is all that they're going to need to get the victory here, close out this match in, pretty much less than an hour since the time the first map started. So in a very strong position, and every team watching this has to be striking fear into their hearts. Everybody that could possibly be facing off against Afreeca Freecs Blue in that semifinal.
But kind of the cool thing is that when you're watching this, you can't just copy their hero choice. That won't change anything. It isn't the Junkrat on attack that really captured the imagination from the side of X6-Gaming. It's just how clean they are. It's very much things like communication, which clearly, instantly they will focus a single target. They will make good decisions, which often needs shot calling and veteran knowledge to know who to target down first in fights. And it changes for Afreeca Freecs Blue, where they've spent more time taking down the likes of Timeboy and Godspeed with their opening picks, rather than being a team that dives to support, like a Kongdoo Panthera, for example, is. So because they do so many things so cleanly, you can't just copy them. You really need to just go through a lot of practice, play a lot of scrims, and just get better at the fundamentals of competitive Overwatch.
Well, Afreeca Freecs Blue, I know what that says, even though I can't quite read it in the Korean, but it says you are not prepared, and that's pretty much how it is for X6-Gaming right now.
And it's pretty much for every team in Apex, and increasingly every team in the world, EnVyUs.
Well, here we go, Donghyun wrapping around the sides. We'll be finding this turret in a moment. Should be able to just take this one out before really Gilly can build up anything.
Yeah, definitely a counterpoint. And what was it? He got his full ultimate with his first turret on defense previously. 2 picks already from the side of Afreeca Freecs Blue.
Go ahead, posture up another one on the backside of the pit, but that one's just going to be taken down about as quickly. 26% all that he has on that Torbjorn, and Afreeca Freecs Blue are already in onto this point.
They got positioning on it, looking for the contest. They're waiting to have Diva and Winston both having their leaps and boosts available, but for now they're still at the point, and that's 1 checkpoint already.
I mean, this triple DPS is working out so well. Donghyun just firing away into the sidelines of X6-Gaming, building up for that pulse bomb, has it ready to go. Dashes forward to finish off Gyobin, throws out the pulse bomb, will die, but gets rid of that turret yet again. Gilly now all on his own, exposed, will fall as Arhan just throws those shurikens out, finds victory, and that will be the first cap coming through. Just about 7 minutes on the clock to make it to 43.8%.
And they do it with the Rogue special. They do it with the triple DPS, which is Donghyun getting off of the Diva and jumping onto the Tracer. And actually, on his stream, they actually said they took the inspiration from scrimming against Rogue, as Arhan just dashes down Timeboy, and they're basically trying to refine what Rogue did, and so far, looking pretty damn good on this map.
Yep. Arhan peels back, keeps himself alive, and Bebe has been taken out by Donghyun yet again, just diving
It's only 44%, and we're at 34.5 already.
Yeah, Tac-Visor comes out here from Recries, they boop them off. Cap still coming through, gets rid of Bebe. That's about a team kill, and that'll just be the cap. That'll be the victory. Afreeca Freecs Blue yet again, 3-0 over X6. They will advance to the semifinal, 15-0.
So many favorites have tussled so far at the start of the round of 8. People talking smack, Miro very memorably just a few days ago. Afreeca Freecs Blue seem to just be calling it as it is, saying, yep, 3-0 once again. They don't need to show us innovation. They either run their standard 2-2-2 or Donghyun jumps onto Tracer, and everything they touch turns to gold. It's amazing because they do it so quickly as well. Like you say, an hour of game time, and they already get to take a couple of weeks rest and come straight into the semifinal.
I know you're not much of a man for Lord of the Rings, but to quote a certain Uruk, looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Afreeca Freecs Blue will have their steak tonight.
And now you have to wonder what they're going to be getting if they win the whole thing. They're going to get some Wagyu beef, I guess, or some really nice stuff because, yeah, right now the menu seems to include being Apex Season 3 champions. That's the main course, and they're very much working towards it. Another best of 5 and a best of 7. That could just be 7 maps, and game over.
You just wonder who can stand up to this team right now. It would take one hell of a performance to be able to take down Afreeca Freecs, as they have just steamrolled their way into that semifinal.
I think the final was played today. The answer is no one, EnVyUs, but there is still time.